monitoring from your phone. So we need to bring all these actors together, our young, vibrant youth, the tech companies, and of course working under the guidance of this parliament to be able to see how can we up our game. What is new? How can we improve things from 2022 to 2027?
Question number 2.
Yes, it's a very important question, Honorable Chair, from my learned senior, Honorable Otiende Amolo, MP for Ariada, and I think, and Honorable Daud, regarding my suitability. I would like to, you know, when we finish law school, for those of us who went to law school, you finish your first degree. Normally, you can choose to go to the Kenya School of Law and to pursue a career.
Law school is which one?
To the Kenya School of Law.
Which is law school in Kenya? The School of Law or the university you go to?
Finish the university,
yes.
You go to the Kenya School of Law under the Council for Legal Education. And then once you're admitted as an advocate, you can decide to go to court and be a practicing lawyer advocate in court, or you can decide to pursue your career in academics. And so for me, when I finished my law school and I got admitted, I'd worked already for 1 year in a law firm. And then I worked, as I mentioned to you, in Parliament. And part of our work, which I was responsible for, was to do research into policies and legislations from when Kenya became independent. So we compiled that, what you call parliamentary policy and legislative briefs. So that's work I did for roughly 2 years. After that, I worked at the National Commission on Human Rights, doing legal work. My work was legislative drafting, research, policy, and a very important role that I think maybe most people did not appreciate in this country was that my role was to look at legislative proposals, and from the AG before they go to Parliament, my role was to infuse international human rights standards into our legislation. So I did that work for 3 years, and honorable members, when I proceeded to join the United Nations, the work of the United Nations, as I've said, is to serve and to work for national government institutions with them. And my specific role was also centered on providing leadership at the Kenya.
As a point of order, because the nominee is answering my question, I'd like the nominee, you have a copy of the Constitution, to open Article 166, 3B. So that please answer that question with reference to that section very shortly.
Justifying your great academic achievements.
Honorable Chair,
are you qualified to be the chairperson?
Yes, Honorable Chair, because I have spent over 15 years doing legal work, mainly in the field of human rights. And last year, Honorable Chair, for the record, I was actually shortlisted and I did interviews for the High Court judge, for which I was not successful, but that's when I continued.
The requirement is not spending 15 years doing some work. What exactly is the requirement? For you to be chairman, you must be? What does the law require you to be?
Article 166. 3B.
The first with what is your requirement
specific
after the constitutional provision where we have IEBC 88? The chairperson must be. After that, tell us whether you're qualified under the two provisions, 88 and 166.
Chair and members, I am qualified because I'm a legal practitioner in the field of human rights and human rights law, with specialization in international human rights.
Does 88 say a person qualifies to be chairperson if you're qualified to be a judge of the Supreme Court? I don't know, to be a judge of the Supreme Court.
Chair,
correct?
Chair, he has Article 166. Let me
Yes,
look at
so from there, go to Article
where he
166, who is a judge of the Supreme Court, so that you can tie the two together and say, I'm qualified because Supreme Court, judge, Supreme Court requires. It's over.
Chair, I think in terms of Article 1663, it talks about at least 15 years experience as a Superior Court judge, which I have not been a Superior Court judge, at least 15 years experience as a distinguished academic, judicial, legal practitioner, or such experience in other relevant legal field. And I think that's where I fall to Honorable Chair.
That's where you fall. You don't, do you think, or you actually confirm?
I'm saying I confirm. That's where I fall.
Thank you. All right, let's move to the next. We have to move on. See,
Which is that relevant field?
in the relevant field. Which is the relevant field now here?
International human rights law.
National human rights.
Yes.
All right. The field isn't, it doesn't have to apply. It's a relevant field, like I'm a litigation lawyer. That's the field I specialize in. Okay, let's move on to the next question from Karemba, quickly.
In terms of the question from the Honorable Karemba, he has raised the issues of my close relationship with Honorable Nanok, was our former governor. Honorable Karemba and honorable members of this committee, I've known Honorable Nanok when I worked with him as the county attorney for Turkana while he was serving as the governor. And I worked with him for 4 years, and our relationship was purely professional.